Football made simple. Become great at your craft by finding ways to make it simple for those around you. This is the Coaching 101 podcast hosted by Find a Way Productions with your co-hosts Daniel Chamberlain and Kenny Simpson.
Morning, guys. Hope everybody is having a great, what is this, Tuesday? I'm supposed to come on Monday. Plans changed. I had my Monday speech ready. Tuesday here, we're finally getting past the middle of July. Still raining in Oklahoma, so that's a lot of fun. I'll tell you what we're doing. We're up in Quapaw, Oklahoma. If you have not been to the Border State Summit yet, this has actually been a really neat thing to kind of see. Lots of athletic directors. Saw BJ McBride, a guy that I have been blessed to know from over at Bristow, their athletic director. I talked to him a little bit this morning. Zach Welchman with Procom headsets. If you aren't satisfied with your headsets right now and you're a football coach, any athletic team that needs them, holler at Zach Welchman over at Procom. He'll hook you up. There you go, Zach. I told you I'd plug you. No, he's a great human being, great guy, and Procom headsets that's the stuff you want to be putting on your coaches. Whatever state you're in, he can hook you up. But it's good to see people. I love networking, getting to come to these events, get to network. Finally getting to put a face to the name for Ryan Hughes here. That's who we're with this morning. Ryan is, how long have you been with these sports?
A little over 2 years.
Yeah. So Ryan is the Oklahoma representative. Is that the only state you're handling right now?
Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, New Mexico, Montana.
So the 4 states of this border summit is perfect for you.
Yeah,
you can see all of your clientele in one place.
Absolutely.
Well, let's just jump right into it then. Kind of introduction of yourself. Talk about your position with Ace Sports, then we'll get on and talk about benefits.
Yeah. So I like I said, I've been with Ace for a little over 2 years. Came to Ace from owned a sports marketing agency. Sold it several times and exited just a little over 2 years ago. And Mark Bridges, who's a friend of mine, taught me into coming over and helping me with the fundraising business model. It kind of fit what we did as a fundraising company, and there was a lot of aspects that really fit in together, and so that's what we did. We forged a partnership, and we've been just moving ahead.
That's awesome. It's when you hear Ace Sports, if you don't know who they are, they're the best, hands down, the best video board company in the land, right? If you're going to put up a video board or a ticker or a tape or a scoring table with video or whatever, you give them a realm to exist in, they'll find a video board application for you. But
absolutely,
if you start thinking Ace Sports, start thinking video board, and you put that with fundraising, generally people don't equate those together. Hey, that's a really expensive giant TV to put at the end of the field, and we're never going to be able to afford that. So the fundraising aspect, how do we build that in?
So that's a great question. Obviously, when you get to a large video board or scoreboard, like you said, a ribbon, say in an arena or at a football field, scores table, anything like that, it's a big capital expenditure. Typically, involved with the coaches on the front end, up to the athletic director, then to the superintendent, and typically a board. And so there's a lot that goes on there. Some schools will write that in and can get a bond to be able to afford that. Some, may have it already in the budget. We do know that there's a lot of schools that don't have that, and that's where we come in. And we go to market. Currently, we've raised about $40 million for schools. Now, we do that as an outside consultant. We help them. We know what works to raise money in the community, and it works in a lot of different ways. We can be the main fundraiser for you and kind of hold hands with that athletic director and superintendent. Go out to the community together. We can do it by ourselves. Typically, we're locking arms with the administration and saying, let's do this together. Let's help you cast the vision for what you're wanting, because typically they're wanting a big video board. It's all about the student athlete. It's all about the experience, the fan experience, keeping students in that district and things like that. And we know that it can be expensive, so we go in and we help with tried and true methods of raising money in the community.
I think people fail to see what something like let's just talk dollars and cents here. Number one, you guys don't take a penny
No, absolutely not.
for your services. So if you're not familiar with the Ace Sports program, if you will, they're going to come in, they're going to talk to your administration, figure out what board fits for you, and then they're going to hit the streets, right? You do all the legwork.
Absolutely.
And so Ryan, Mark, the guys, they'll show up in force. RJ's bouncing around here somewhere. But these guys are going to hit the streets for you, and they're going to help gather all of the funds. So that's going and talking to the people. It's ad revenue, right? That's the basis of the program. It's ad revenue. So they're going to go find the people that don't know that they can put up a commercial. What some people fail to see is like ad revenue is tax write-off. It's an expense for the company spending the money.
Absolutely.
So, and then they give it to a non-tax or non-profit, tax-free entity. So that money just changes hands without having to go spend a bunch of money to the government, right? We're not paying taxes on this money. So it's tax write-off for the company, and then your program gets a tax-free donation to go use for whatever you need. Pay for the board at first, because that has to be done, right? But then you get to go put the new uniforms to a field, turf, bleachers, whatever, right? Pads, helmets, all the things that your team probably needs. And
yeah,
so
we surpassed a lot of times that goal, that budget that we needed to be at. We don't do the invoicing, so we never touch the money. It literally comes through the school district. If we find a sponsor, we find someone that we really think is interested and they want to do it, it goes directly through the school district. We never invoice it. We never take anything.
which is excellent. Clean hands is the best thing.
Absolutely.
Just keep it away from us, and that way there's no communication errors.
Yep.
The money goes to you, whatever you spend.
Absolutely.
We had Coach Jason Parker from Quapaw High School over in almost Fort Smith, Arkansas, but here in Oklahoma, a few weeks ago, and we reposted that episode yesterday. Jason talked, or Coach Parker, sorry. He talked about his ability to recruit students legally, not going out recruiting, but if you celebrate your players, other players will show up to be celebrated. Right? Kids want to see themselves celebrated on social media, in the newspaper, whatever you're doing nowadays as your media guy. This is just another way to do that, right? You put up a big award at the end of your field, and you have an intro video as your team runs out on the field, and they get to see themselves. Maybe it's a JV game, maybe it's a varsity game, maybe it's, hey, here's this athlete playing basketball, baseball, etc., and we're highlighting them that game. That's a really neat deal to be able to. So you start adding to that recruiting. So now as a school district, you're pulling kids in because you're celebrating with this big board, and now your numbers go up. Right? So, and we all know schools just needs head count for money. So that's just yet another way that this helps the schools.
Yeah, we've seen, a lot of our schools will use those video boards, obviously for events that they have, their sporting events, but we've seen them take, the elementary schools out onto the field to watch a movie, set up chairs, bring a mat. We've also seen schools that are, in the state championship or in the state playoffs. It's 6 hours to get there. Not everybody can drive there. They show it, they live stream it from the football field or inside the basketball arena, and that way it gets that visibility to the team, and everybody cheers. And because not everybody can go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, dude, that's the honeypot there. When you can put on Jaws on a Friday night in the summertime, and everybody's out there with their kiddie pools and their finger in the water and they're pretending, that's where it's at, right?
Really cool, yeah.
Or a giant Madden tournament, or whatever it is you need to do. There's so much cool stuff you can do. So talk to me about what Ace is doing in Oklahoma right now.
So we've had a pretty busy summer. We did several installs this summer. Recently, we put in a 3-sided structure at Latta High School there in Ada.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to come back with their 4th side. Initially, it was just a 3-sided, but from the concession stand area, there's a little blank spot there, and I think we're going to come back with that 4th side. We did a really big 4-sided structure in Blanchard in their arena, and it is nice. It's a 14-9 4-sided, and they've been really, really happy about it.
And these are indoor arenas?
They're indoor. Yeah. Everything that I've done so far in Oklahoma has been indoor. I do have some schools that, as school gets back into session this year, we've got some really big football video boards that are going to be coming up this fall at several schools in Oklahoma. So
So if you are a resident of Bristow, America, I know that BJ is trying to make something like
working with BJ, trying to raise the money, trying to get the board on.
And it's something that we're talking about the benefits of a school district, of a football program, with an athletic department. I mean, that's the deal. So you guys can go out and make your voices heard too if you're over in Bristow.
Well, and you know, one of the things that I do want to capitalize on here today to make sure the coach or an AD understands, it's not just, you know, getting the video board is huge. Getting the board, that's step one, right? Getting the sponsors that you know, say, hey, I'll give X number of amount for 5 years or 4 years or however long, you know, we're going for. It's the residual that really gets me excited and should get the athletic director, coach, or whatever excited. The inventory that you can play throughout a game, through other venues, is insane. I mean, I've talked to athletic directors. We did Guyman, Oklahoma. They've got a pretty big board. And I was talking to Andy, their AD, the other day, and he said, man, I just didn't realize that this long-term, the ROI was there. We're past that. Now, we've got a great video board, and now we're in the black, and we're just piling it on. You know, there's so much to add because it's not the traditional standard static signs that you're putting up, taking down, putting up who's the sponsor here or whatever. You can do commercials, you can do, awards can be sewn in ways that can do, you know, a full commercial alongside some ads that show like maybe 4 ads of local businesses, and then they flip and show 4 more ads for it, and then 4 more, and then 4 more, and it goes on and on. Some of the schools that we work with literally will run 100 ads for the school. You know, not commercials necessarily, they have their commercial inventory, but they're running ads, they're running over to the side where you had 4 ads that were on aluminum, you know, and you had to put them up, take them down if they ever switched out. It's just unlimited.
And not, I don't say that gone are the days of the old, you know, having ads printed out and you tie them to the fence. And
right.
Like, there's still people that are going to make their money that way. Like that's what they have access to right now. So this is definitely the new era of that.
Absolutely.
Right. You go out and you don't have to sell. We don't have to sell, hey, we're going to put this sign and we're going to tie it up in the summer, and then I have to remember to take it down if the weather gets too bad. I can't leave it up all summer because it'll sun bleach. Now I've got to pack it away. Where do we store it? We got to remember to get them out next year, see who stayed with us, who's not, right? Which ones we have to replace. Oh man, it's just, you just put up the board, and then it's making money through all of those ads. You can add tenfold because you can charge less if you need to, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't have to look at this $200 sign credit.
Right.
Some companies, that's the level they're going to be at, right? Where you can get $400 or $500 out of it. But you don't need 2/5 of it going over to the actual printing of the sign.
Right. Well, and as a business owner myself, you know, I have bought countless ads, whether it be, you know, a vinyl ad on a fence at a baseball field or an ad on the wall in the arena. I don't get too excited about those. I get excited when I can get on a video board and actually run a commercial, have something digital. That gets a business owner excited, for sure. And we're willing to pay a lot more for that too.
And people are going to, you know, talking about eyes on your ad. I'm not saying they don't look at those fences. It's nice to the announcer to say, hey, everyone look at these are the people that care about your program, right? They're on the fence. But when it's on the board and it's, you know, third down and the screen's pumping because we're setting the scenario here in the environment, and then there's your name. Yeah, that's a lot different.
Absolutely. Well, and you can do things like, hey, trivia tonight is sponsored by the local State Farm agent or whatever, and everybody get out your phone, scan the QR code on the board, and then you're involving people, you know, you get all those eyes on it, you're voting on something, you know, even voting on a song that the team runs out to.
Right.
I mean, we're doing stuff like that, you know, with 3 songs to choose from, the team's going to run out to one of the songs that gets voted, you know. So those are some things that are really neat that you can do with video board. You can't do with a traditional school.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure we'll get you back on again today. I just wanted to get everybody, just like me, I need to put a face to the name. I've called Ryan, I've texted Ryan, I just haven't had an in-person meeting with Ryan, so it's good. It's great to meet you and trying to put a face to the name. Other people have it as well. This is who you're calling. If you're in Oklahoma, and he mentioned other states, Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Kansas, Montana, New Mexico. Do you remember them all?
Yep, you got it.
I think I remembered them all.
Pretty big territory.
Great thought. But if you're one of those guys, Ryan's the guy that you'll be working with A Sports for the majority. So give us a call. Email. How do we get a hold of you today?
Call me 479-202-1499, and it's Ryan RYAN.Hughes HUGHES @asports.com.
Perfect. There's a number, the email. If you need something with your video board, you'd like to even call and just get a mock-up, get something going. Ryan's your guy. Holler at him over at Ace. Appreciate you, boss. We should be live here around the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. We do have my friend BJ McBride coming on. So you Bristolians, I don't know how you say that. Folks from Bristow, your athletic director will be on the show here just shortly if you're a fan of his, which you should be. The guy is a wonderful guy doing great things. There's the athletic director. He'll be on at 11, and then we'll be on. So we got Travis coming on here in a few hours. Several people coming on today to talk some football and such. So stick around. We'll be live after a while. Thank you.